Good morning, friends. I hope you're able to hear me now. Friends, just confirm me if you're able to hear me so that we can start off. Good morning, friends. Can you please confirm? Friends, if you are not able to confirm me, then I will not be able to start. Need a confirmation from your end if you are able to hear me now. Just type in yes if you are able to hear me on the chat. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks for confirming so that we can start off because we are already late by 10 minutes. Okay. So I think hope the voice is clear because today I'm connecting through the different microphone. So let's hope that is better. So friends, we'll just start off with basic things like what has happened in the market yesterday and what all things we want to kind of learn from these things. Okay. So if you know, yesterday we hit the lower circuit in the Nifty, and the market had to be stopped. So as a process, if you know, once the market is stopped, there has to be again a pre-opening and then the 15 minutes and So in between, what has happened is the market when it was halted, lots of your orders got cancelled. Okay. So hope people who were there in the live market, and then they realized that suddenly their orders were cancelled. Some people were there in the profit, some people were there in the losses and other things. However, I think some or other way, some people got stuck with their positions. They could not do anything because suddenly their orders were cancelled and nobody were able to understand what exactly you know what has happened to their positions. So if at all your orders got cancelled on the short positions, I think you were lucky. Some people their orders got executed and suddenly the market reversed from it. Okay, so generally when we are coming closer to the lower circuit, we always has to be very careful what exactly is a condition, and suddenly certain things can change. The other thing from yesterday's learning, if you would have seen, the VIX was at 52, 50, 60 levels. Okay, so it is completely unplayable if you are getting into that kind of VIX. Okay, because if you would have seen the movements, every second there was like 50 points movement in the Nifty Bank, and it was completely unplayable. So if you're setting a stop loss of say 100 points, it will hit any time. Okay, either a stop loss or either a target. So 100 points were like in a minute. So that is what we have been experiencing. uh, the fear is still not out of the stock market. Coronavirus is still not going anywhere. We still have to have those medicines for it to completely ensure that is going out of our uh, you know uh, Indian scenario and otherwise the global scenario. So, and everywhere, if you would have seen, the cases are only increasing, except China, because China the numbers are coming down. Uh, so going back to some of the questions which I got it from you guys, and I just wanted to kind of put those things together, and we will try to learn from these things. So any suggestions if you have, or anything which you want to cover up, probably I'll be happy to cover up today. We will have these sessions regularly, so that we kind of understand lots of things on a regular basis. uh, my suggestion is you can also share your thoughts and your points also, maybe on our chat group, or our trading technical group, so that we understand lots of things. We can cover up lots of things. Whatever I know, probably I'll share it with you. Whatever you guys know, you can share it with all of us, and we will learn from that. Okay. So if you see, yesterday we have done lots of things on the stock market. Basically, we were short. We booked our positions. Luckily, I had booked my position in morning itself, as soon as the market opened, and then the lower circuit was hit, and after that, I had some long positions which I hold it back, and then I did some scalping here and there. Okay, so which was a small scalping, because the market was very volatile. I think this particular time I feel the stocks are better than the index, because index is very volatile. Okay, and it is very difficult to play. So certain questions which were raised yesterday in the group, our trading technical group, was basically how do we draw FIBO level. um, Certain other things which were there was more of a stock selections, which we can take it. Certain scalping thing. Okay. So this market, I would not say anything about the scalping, because scalping is very difficult in this market. The things can go anywhere. Okay, the scalping can work in a decent market, which is like 15, 16 weeks, we can make good money. But this market, the swings are very big. So if at all you are playing with a CO order and DO order and all these things, it will just hit immediately. Okay, all your stop losses will hit, and then the things will be reversed. So that is where it is important that we make those corrections in our thing. But let me cover those points. Okay, so we will just again go back to the NSE website. Okay. So first I will try to cover the stock selection method. Okay, there are multiple methods which I have already shared on some of the groups, and certain other things. But let's understand how do we kind of how do we even identify those stocks, and how do we kind of get into those things. Okay. So the first method, which I have already explained, however, I will just reconnect. If you have any questions, if you are getting stuck or if you are not able to understand, please raise your things on the chat so that I know what all things we need to uh, cover up, or what all things I need to further explain you. So are you guys able to see the screen? So I've just opened the NSE website, and I just go back to the live market. Okay, and in this you will have these things like OI spurts. Okay, so what is happening basically at this in the live market, if you see, this data will keep on changing. Okay, and you will be able to see these stocks which are, suddenly there is an OI change. Okay, and if you see yesterday, now this is not a live data, but live data would have been much better. Okay, we would have probably tried to kind of get into one live session which will have a live data. Okay, so what has happened is basically HDFC Life kind of stock, suddenly there was a change in OI of 39 or 40% almost. Okay, and the stock, if I really look at it, probably the bank nifty, suddenly there is a spike in the open interest. So basically certain positions were getting you know removed. So what has happened is, when we go and check these kind of stocks, okay, now if we just go and check SDFC Life, what was happening. Now you see this 5-minute chart. Okay, suddenly there was a OI change. Okay, I'll give you some secrets also, the people who are joining it, probably it will be easier for you to guys to kind of work on some stock. This video will be again uploaded on the YouTube also, however, it is better to clear your doubts on the live chat. So what has happened here? Okay, if you see, the OI has suddenly changed. Okay, and it has given you a good move. Now, if you really actually go back to the yesterday's market, you would not be able to actually understand, because everything was changing. Okay, everything was moving from its position, and this was a time when there was suddenly, and if you see this stock, it is opened and then again try to recover, and then it stayed there only. Okay, and then the market was stopped for almost like 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So if you would have seen these particular things, and if you realize that okay, this is what it is, and the stock has suddenly started moving upwards. Okay, basically it has kind of crossed your yesterday's highs and lows also. Okay, so these are the kind of stocks which you can pick it up. Okay, this particular data may not be valid right now, because suddenly there is a change which is going to happen in the yesterday's kind of market. Okay, where the sudden movements were there and the huge movements were there. Okay, so we should not ideally take that data. However, as of now we don't have any live data or anything in the past data, but this, just to understand this, okay, these are the stocks which we generally can check, okay, in the open live market, and we can check those positions. Okay, now the idea kind of stock, which is suddenly increase the open interest because there was a AGR news which was there, or some discussions which were there. So these are the stocks. Basically what is happening is, lots of these big people would be knowing these positions already. Okay, not knowing this news already, and these guys will start taking these positions on these particular stocks. So this is what we need to check it out as a stock selection method, where we have open interest is huge. So basically we are going to get a good movement either side of it. Okay, up or down. Now this is another thing, which is volume gainers. If you see which are the stocks, there is suddenly volume which is gained. Uh, However, in this thing, what we need to check is basically, see, these are lots of these stocks which will be the small cap stocks, basically the small ones which are there, 100 rupees to 10 10 rupees and all those things. So ideally this we should be careful on what exactly we are checking. And there is another thing which is there, which is top gainers and top losers. Okay, now this is important, that we pick up the stocks from this particular thing. Okay, now how do we select the stocks? See, there are nifty 50 stocks. Okay, if generally I would prefer to trade on a nifty 50 stocks only. I would not like to trade on any other stocks, because these stocks are stable enough and there will be very less kind of manipulation. So I will try and pick up these stocks only. However, what happens is, these stocks are good. Okay, these stocks can give you good movements and other things. We can continue with these stocks also, but there is something called FNO securities. Okay, now these are the stocks which will have FNO. So because most of you would be trying to trade on futures and options. Okay, so if you are trading in futures and options, this is the data which we need to know. Okay, where the sudden movements are happening on FNO. So basically future level and option level. This will be more of a future, but what is happening on this stocks on the FNO level. Okay, so which are the gainers and which are the losers. Okay, now if you see FNO gainers, if I see which are the stocks which are going up. Now if you see this idea kind of this thing, it opened at 4 rupees and went up to 5 rupee 80 paisa. Okay, the low was 3.85. Okay, so it has given a good move. However, this is a 4 rupee 5 rupee stock. I would go with the SBN. Okay, where it is opened at 200 rupees and it has gone up to 248 rupees. Okay, the low was 184 rupees. So if you would have seen this particular stock in live market yesterday at maybe 10:30 or something, okay, we would have got to know, okay, the stock is moving. This is already giving you an uptrend here, and if the stock would have been in my radar, probably I would have traded this particular stock. Okay, uh, so when I come back to the charts, I will explain you what exactly it is and how we can trade further on these stocks. Okay, but however, just to and uh, just type in increase in open interest and increase in price. Okay, so if we check this particular thing, we will get to know what all stocks which are there. Okay, the first website which comes, which is moneycontrol.com. Okay, so that's why I've already told most of you is Money Control and other apps, which is very useful. Okay, and now if you see here, you would realize that these are the stocks. Now here what is happening is, this is giving you all this information which is there. Now some people would be kind of checking these stocks and trading on this already. However, what is happening here is, generally I'm not trading on these idea kind of thing, or IOC, which is less than 100. I generally don't trade, but SBI, see here also again it was giving you all the thing, and basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to select the 26 March expiry. Now this is giving me all the 3 months ka expiry, where exactly my positions are increasing. And if I see for the current expiry, only current expiry, okay, this is all expiries. Okay, so whatever levels which are happening, and I am checking only for the current expiry, which are the stocks which are giving me suddenly there is an open interest increase. Okay, now if you would have seen these stocks, okay, now here you see change in open interest. Okay, the change in open interest is huge here. Okay, and the change in percentage is 17%. Okay, so this is how the stock was moving. 1 rupee 50 paisa there was a change. Okay, now Yes Bank. Now anyways, these are not the stocks which I trade, but see ICICI Bank, the change in open interest, basically this is negative. Okay, and so basically there was a short covering which was happening. So high open interest, so which is the so yesterday's move which was there in the stock market, which was more of a short covering. I don't think so there is any long positions which are built in here, and the market cannot actually immediately decide the the bottom. So some or other way this is going to play in this particular range for some time, and then once probably we know the set base somewhere, then we can start trading on the long side. However, this market will be volatile, and it will play around this 10,000 level for some time, because the 10,000 was a very strong support. Now that has become a resistance for us. Okay, we yesterday tried to give that kind of breakout, but it could not sustain about 10,000 and it has come back. Okay, So yesterday's move, this confirms, okay, these are the kind of things which are confirming you the open interest which is dropping in these particular thing. Okay, so basically open interest is going down. So how do you know that this is short covering? Now that was a question which was raised sometime back. So how do you know it is a short covering, and how do you know it's a long unwinding kind of thing? Okay, now idea kind of thing is the open interest has increased, okay, and the price is also increased. That means there is a long positions which are built. Okay, now yes bank kind of scenario, the open interest has decreased. Okay, your price is also, the price has gone up. Okay, now what is it? It's a short covering. So basically all the short positions which were built in, those guys were trying to cover their positions. Okay, so that is where the stock has gone up. Now these are all examples where the open interest has gone down. Okay, but your price has increased. That means there is a short covering happening. Okay, so when the open interest is dropping and your price is also dropping, that means long unwinding is happening. So people are exiting their long positions. Okay, in this case this is a short covering. So if you would have seen all the stocks, there was a short covering which was happening. Okay, only few like VEDL, there is a long positions which is built. So this data will give you enough and more information exactly where you can trade and how do you trade. Okay, so if you know, okay, there is a long position getting built up, okay, I can buy this stock. Or where the short covering is happening, it's only a temporary stock for me, which I can just take advantage of that movement and get out of this particular stock. Okay, so this is how I select some of the stocks. Okay, these are very easier method. Okay, there are other methods which are which we discussed some time back on the sensible app. Okay, so which gives you lots of data which is there and which we can cover up. Okay, so this was one topic which people were asking, how do I select the stocks? This video is available, okay, already on our channel. However, if you still have any doubts, you can ask in here so that we can we can discuss it and we can take it forward. Any questions you can just type in on the chat so that we will discuss on those things. We'll discuss some part of charts and other things, so that you get to know lots of things. But so any questions you can type in on the chat. I'll just wait for a few seconds and then we will start off with the other topic. Okay, fine. So we will start off with the next thing on the charts basically. Okay, so let's see the charts. Okay, and I'll just talk about the thing which I had given, the setup which we were discussing on the our group. So this was a setup which I had given you. This video is already uploaded on our channel, on the YouTube channel. But if you would have seen this setup, okay, now why I was telling you to test this particular setup is just to kind of check what all things, what are the loopholes which are there in this particular setup. Okay, we will discuss a different thing altogether. Okay, which I will talk to you, but just for a time being, let's just go back to this setup. Okay, I had given you this particular setup on 120 EMA. Okay, now if you guys see this particular chart. Okay, now our market are below this 120 EMA, which is we are using only 5-minute chart right now. Okay, we are not talking about a bigger thing, but this one was a sideways movement. Okay, the time it has given us a breakout which was 27th of February. Okay, now from 27th of February, as per our setup, this was a short trade. Okay, So somebody holding a short from here, any puts or any short positions which are there, okay, you would have continued to hold, okay, with this, okay, till the time it is not going up and all those things, okay, overnight position somebody doesn't want to hold it, it's okay, that's a different thing. However, if somebody would have just trailed it, okay, could be for you it is a a positional trade if you say, okay. So now this stock is this particular SBIN is in a negative trend from 27th of February, okay. Now you see there is only one breakout which is given here, okay. This try to kind of connect to this particular 120 EMA on 4th of March, okay. Now till 4th of March, if you would have seen from this point to this point, what is your green? So if you are just selling one future or buying some put or whatever it is, 327 to 285, this was a move, 50 points move, you have got it. Now you know the lot size, what is it, okay. If somebody has that kind of thing in this market, probably would have seen, you know 50 points move, the lot size of 3000, which is 1.5 lakh rupees straight away, okay. So this is how, or maybe you would have bought a put and all this thing and you would have hold it for this particular period, okay. Now there was a false breakout here, okay. It tried to go up and all that things, okay. All that movement has happened here, okay. So even if in this position you would have bought it and hit your stop loss or hit your position somewhere here, okay. So you would have exited, and this particular place only you would have exited and you would have kept quiet, because anyways after 2:45 3 o'clock I generally suggest not to take any trades, okay. But here that was a false breakout somewhere, okay. However, if you see again, it opened gap down, okay. Now if somebody would have sold here 268 with a stop loss of 275, okay, 7-8 rupees the stop loss, that's it, okay. And you would have just trailed it. Yesterday you would have covered it at what price? Somewhere here, okay. It would have hit your stop loss 220. So from 270 to 220, another 50 points. So this is the power of this particular strategy, okay. This is what I have been talking about, asking you to kind of check this particular thing. If it is a trending market, this one will give you exactly. So this 120 EMA gives me a confirmation of what is a trend. So is it a bullish trend or a bearish trend? So this 120 EMA plays a very big role, okay. And if you go with this particular thing, now it has given a breakout here, okay. This is a complete breakout. I am not going with a higher time frames yet, okay. But if you see, this has given a breakout. Now what has happened here? This 120 EMA has become a support, okay. So it is going back again on the upside. So till the time, and now if you see the slope also of this 120 EMA, this is clearly telling us that the upside will start off on this particular stock at least till the time. And now my stop loss will be, now the stock is at some 245, my stop loss would be at some 228 or something, okay. And I will continue with this long position till the time it continues going into and hits my trailing SL. So I will just trail it with this particular thing, okay. Now somebody would be trading in a bank nifty. Now bank nifty future somebody is trading, okay. Now if you see here, again here we got that position, okay. Some or other way here, that was the thing, and probably would have taken this thing, and it is tried multiple times to hit that particular 120 EMA, but it is failing, failing again, okay. So even if you're getting 100 points the move also, which is a good 20,000 in a day, okay, and you can make good money out of it, okay. So my suggestion is, generally I would prefer to trade on this particular setup when my candles are near to my 120 EMA, okay. So that is where what will happen is that will give me a better position somewhere, okay, to trade on those particular things. And if you see here some or other way, if it is, I know, okay, this is a, and just see this, okay, this setup some or other way, just see this. this particular time also, this 120 EMA was not broken quickly. Okay, this was taking a resistance at 120 EMA. Okay, if you have seen this naked chart, you don't have understood why this particular thing is not moving up. And when it is not moving up, it has to break out down. So this is how the setup can work out. Only thing is, you guys have to test it. You have to understand what all things which are there and how do we kind of take this forward. Now lots of things are changing in the market, lots of things, the technicals may not work and all these things. However, these kind of setups which works decently, okay, we can get quick money and quick this thing, and we can take advantage of these kind of setups. Okay, so my suggestion is still go and test on this particular thing. You come back with the feedback. We can still work on this particular setup and make it more perfect. Nothing is perfect, nothing will be 100%, but yes, we can kind of make it more useful for all of us. So this is what my request for all of you. The second thing is, if you would have been seeing no this kind of setup. Okay, so what is happening on some of these stocks, when we are checking these setups and all those things, the RSI, other one was the RSI. Okay, the other confirmation which I was asking you to check on RSI. Now you check RSI wherever it is, RSI has gone above 50, has kind of given you some move. Okay, so that is where what I'm doing is here. Okay, there is another secret method of scalping. When I do a scalping, okay, uh, so scalping, what I do is generally I will wait for this 60. This is again, I'm going back to the old method, but some of you might know also. Okay, I just wait for that 60-40 ka movement on RSI. Okay, now if my RSI is going above, and the RSI settings in this case would be 8. Okay, so whenever my RSI, now this market we would not be able to understand correctly, but generally when the RSI is going above 60, now here you see 60. Okay, this was a point. Exactly after that, as soon as the RSI goes above 60, this, I start doing a scalping. Okay, so if it is going above 60, it is gonna give me at least one or two good big candles. Okay, so my target, my stop loss would be immediate that particular next candle. Okay, and what I will do is I will try to play for 30-40 points, not more than that. Okay. Now this future, if you are playing with a bigger lot, you will be able to play with a good amount of money. You will be able to make good money. Okay. Now in this case, this ideally should be my target, because 120 EMA is one what my strategy is. And here, if you see, there are two three things which are setting up here. Is one is my 21 EMA is crossed. Okay, my 60 RSI is done. You can change this to 60-40. Okay, and I'm taking this target. I'm just going long here. Okay, so small scalping could have been done here. Okay, the other thing is, when it is going below 40. Okay, so it is going to give me big little big swing at below. Okay, so some or other way, if I would have traded at this particular point, okay, or some other somewhere here. Okay, now this is giving me 20, it is below 20 EMA. Suddenly it has gone below 40. Okay, 40 is my level where I will try to short it. Okay, and you just see this movement. Okay, it quickly gave me, so my target is only 30, 40, 50 points max. Okay, I will not, or else I will trail it. Okay, but 30, 40, 50 points max, I will immediately book my position. That's it. So this is a my way of scalping. Okay, uh, any doubts on this particular thing, just ask on the chat, so that we can discuss on that particular thing. Any other topics you want to cover up, probably I'll be happy to take it, because we have another 10 to 15 minutes max. You can just type in on chat, so that I know what all topics you want to cover. So I think I covered the stock selection and the scalping method. Okay. The other one we covered was basically on the setup what we were discussing. Okay, the setup which I've shared. I want your feedback, your genuine feedback, whether it is working, not working, what are the false breakouts which are coming, so that we can we can cover up that thing. And then we had this scalping method which I told you. Okay. So 60/40 RSI is the scalping method which I am using it here right now. Okay. So you can let me know if at all that works with you. If it is not working with you, it is working with me. I do the same method scalping. Okay. So I'm just sharing with you. It is not something which is a secret. I have already shared this strategy earlier. However, just a matter of you just see, there are things which will not work in this, especially in this kind of market. Definitely, we'll have lots of these things which are not working, the setups which are not working. Things are going completely because now if you're checking this particular thing, friends, just remember one thing. When we are doing these things here, okay, now I'm sitting here nicely explaining you how the setup has worked fantastically. Okay, now where the biggest method of issue which is coming in is uh, when you're trading it live. Okay, now yesterday kind of market, okay, you just see when you're seeing the chart, it is nicely telling you, wow, what a fantastic, it has come down, it has reversed, it has gone up, and the market was in a bull mode. Okay, but anybody would have traded, you would have understood one thing, that trading in the live market was a completely different. Okay, we are talking here the dead charts. Okay, the dead charts are not gonna give us the kind of feeling, the emotions what we went through on yesterday's positions. So somebody would have taken a position here also and would have thought, wow, it is my my 20 EMA is crossed and it is going up, and then we have this is my target and all that things. Okay, but when the market came down, now you just imagine, this was a position 24,080. Imagine I just bought it. Okay, 24,080 to 23,332. This is 700 points move, guys. So, do you have a capacity to hold at that particular day? 700 points, can you move? Now, this market itself is like, the swings are so huge, you would not be able to hold your positions in this particular thing. This is looking very easy here. Okay, anybody and everybody will come and explain you, wow, this chart, see, this is my 20 EMA has taken a support. But if you have taken a position here, because this is a big candle, you have taken a position here somewhere around 24 142, and then suddenly the market is 23 4 110. So 600 points would have take would you take that kind of risk of 700 points, 800 points, and all that things? You would not. Okay, so it is very easy here. What my request was for everybody is, not in this kind of market definitely, but just to kind of understand where exactly this strategy works in a live market. Okay, I do test it. I do working on this particular thing. Lots of back testing is happening here. However, uh, this particular thing, in the live market with an emotions and all these things, it is impossible to play. Okay, so emotions will play a bigger role somewhere. Okay, and you guys know it very well. Okay, that we have been talking about these emotions, greed, fear, and all the things. Okay, money can be made if if your money management is good and your emotions are in right place. So you will be able to make good set of money. Okay, now current market, last 10-15 days, what I realized is, the people who are going with a trend and all those things, okay, they are struggling because lots of these false breakouts are coming, small movements which are happening, and then we are not able to make money. But there are people who are making hell lot of money in this particular market, because this is like a one time lifetime opportunity for all of you to make money, because this kind of fall nobody has seen it. Okay, and the other way of looking at is, a golden opportunity for us to invest in the good stocks, good decent stocks. Okay, so we were talking about some nifty bees also in some of the discussions, and The Nifty Bs, Bank Nifty Bs, all these things are good for an investment. You can just start doing SIPs and all those things, and it will help all of us, to earn money maybe after 6 months or 1 year. Okay, just an SIP which will help all of us. Okay, so the price action which we discussed some part of it last week, and so my suggestion is more than the price action. I just try to make it simple last time. What was my price action setup and how I work it? Okay, I follow very basics. Okay, I don't want to try and complicate myself with there's so many strategies and so many things. Now we will just go back to this thing. Now if you see particular thing here, okay, now this is a trend line. As soon as the market opened, okay, it is kind of to this thing, and then so my style of trading is basically I'm a scalper. I will try and scalp it as quick as possible. But so here I get this movement, okay, so I just follow basic trend lines. Okay. So basic trend line, what I'm doing is I'm trying to sell it here because this trend line is there. My stop loss will be just above this particular thing, and I will try to take this 15, 20 point or 50 point. And this kind of market is like 200 points. Okay. So I will just try to quickly pick up those points here. Okay, and I will try to play. Now the other thing which you need to understand is, so if at all I would have done this particular setup somewhere here, okay, I have seen, okay, this is the kind of the trend line which was formed, okay, on the this particular day. Okay, so what has happened is, this trend line, if you see now, it is very simple. Okay, if you would have seen these kind of things, you would have realized there are lots of people already in the group who are expert on all these things. Okay, but I follow very basic thing. One is the basic trend line. Okay, now this trend line gives me a clear picture of what exactly it is. Okay, I will wait for this trend line to break. Okay, and then so I wouldn't have taken. So yesterday, some of the groups and some of the channels were posting exactly like, they had taken a short position here and they have hooked it here, and then the market went up and they were like long here, and they have kind of closed their position at 25,000, which is impossible for anybody to kind of capture those kind of movements. Okay, and this kind of market when the VIX is 60 and 50 and all that thing. But if it is simple thing, if you would have seen, this trend line had given me a clear confirmation. Okay, and look at this trend line. Okay, the market came down, it went up exactly at the trend line. It is kind of taking that resistance. So if you don't have drawn this trend line, you would not even understand why this position, this movement has come down suddenly. Okay, there is no resistance here, there is nothing here. Why this market has fallen down and taken resistance here at this particular time? Okay, so what has happened is, here this was a trend line. Okay, so there, that is what the trend the market was in. Now when the breakout has come, okay, as a simple price action thing, so when the breakout has come, and the breakout has to be followed by a decent volume. Okay, so now this decent volume is there, the candle is very big. Okay, which is telling me, okay, I can go long here. Okay, with what my stop loss will be somewhere around this candle ka low. So now if I would have traded from here, I would have got a decent move. Okay, so if I just remove these particular EMAs and all those things, if I only trade with the trend lines, so this one will give me this kind of confirmations. Okay, so this is nothing but a price action. Okay, we are just checking what is happening at this price action. Okay, when I'm trading, say I miss this particular, so generally, because I told you 10 before 10 o'clock or 10:15 and all these things, I will not trade. However, in this particular, see, you're seeing, okay, the market is going down and all that thing, and then and this was, by the way, Thursday. Okay, so we know what all things happens on Thursday. So this market has come down and all this thing, and the market has again gone up. Okay, it is tried to go up. Now if you know this trend line, okay, this trend line was, if you just observe this, okay, this trend line, you can draw it in the first two candles itself. Okay, now you see this two tops, I have the first two candles of 5 minutes, I just try to touch this with this particular trend line. Now this particular thing, most of the days this one will work. Okay, this one will give you the kind of trend which is going to happen. Okay, and if you have just connected, you know, okay, this is my resistance point, I keep on selling it till the time it is not breaking this particular thing. Okay, and I will continue till the time I sell. But if at all I miss this particular rally, and I probably I did not see it, okay, and I just drawn this trend line. Okay, so when the market has come to this particular thing, this particular level, I will try to find out, okay, fine, this is particular thing, and what is it happening, it's giving me a resistance point somewhere. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is basically I'm trying to short at this particular level. Okay, so somewhere around three, so that this is the time I think we were talking about that some hero or zero call and all this thing, and then this market fell down further. Okay, so on an expiry day, you would have got a very good move at this particular level. How do we kind of make money out of this market? Okay, so this particular thing, you just take it out. This trend line will give you enough and more, now see this particular thing, this was a thing where, the first two candles, if you would have checked, it is actually, this market stayed in the sideways only, it has never tested this particular thing or not this particular thing. Okay, now second candle and third candle, I know, okay, it is falling down. So that's why I said till 9:45 10 o'clock, if you know the trend, okay, what exactly the trend is, and then we trade. Okay, the other important point for you to remember is the highs and lows of the day. Okay, so now here, if you see on this particular day, okay, now if you are trading on this particular day, and what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to figure it out, what was my high and what was my low. Okay, this is my highs and lows for the day. Okay, now what market has done, market stayed in sideways market. This was not moving, neither it is breaking my high, neither it is breaking my low. So that means it is a market which is sideways. Okay, now how do I trade in this sideways market? The other method which I would have is, I will have another one which is 5 minutes ka candle, my high and low. Okay, so just see what has happened. Now this first 5 minutes ka candle, whenever we have a high, huge candle like this, and if you are trading on this, the first 5 minutes ka candle itself is acting like a support and resistance for you. So just buy it here, sell it here, sell it here again, buy it here. That's what we are doing in the sideways market. Okay, so how do you trade on the sideways market? Is this way. Now we will see this particular day. Okay, now this is for me is short range which was there. Next day, what market has done, is given a this particular move, which is a gap down move. After gap down, if now this is a wrong example here, because this is a huge gap down. Okay, I will again go back to that 5 minute candle. I will only short it at this particular level. That's it. What else I'm doing? I'm not doing any rocket science here. Is it not simple for you guys? Okay, I'll take some stocks, maybe escorts. Any stocks you want to see, I will probably take it. Okay, so now what I'm doing here is, this is my high, this is my low. Okay, some random day I have taken it. Okay, I have I have to trade on this particular day, on 9th of March. What I have done, now it has broken my this thing. First candle is showing me, okay, this is the thing which is there. It has tried to break that particular low, it has not broken, it has taken a support. Okay, so this was a false this thing for me. Okay, so neither it has broken my first 5 minutes ka candle. Okay, nor it has broken my low candle. Okay, so I will hold on this position, I will not get into this. And you have to see, when you are playing with a price action, no, you have to wait for these levels, these candles to get completely formed. You can't take a trade just because it is given a breakout here. Okay, I will not take a trade, any trade I will not take it. Okay, I will wait. Now what has happened here? Okay, now this is broken. Okay, so some or other way my this yesterday ka low will become my stop loss, because this is in middle. Okay, and I will just short it. So what has happened here? How many points? 794 to almost 760. You cover up at whatever price. Okay, it is up to you what range you want to, 770, 750, 740, whatever level you want to get it, or you want to continue with that trade, you do it. However, isn't it a simple method for all of you guys? Rather than finding out what is my chart pattern, okay, whether this is there, that is there, this is simplest way of trading with a price action. So if you are not using any indicators, if you are not using any other things, probably this one will help you to trade on a daily basis and make those quick 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 rupees, whichever as per your budget and as per your the lot size, uh, or as per your capital, you can trade and you can make money. Don't try to complicate things for yourself, because if you are using those too many indicators, and now you see there are so many indicators. Okay, but what I told you was a price action, and which was just simple. Okay, any indicator wouldn't have given you that particular thing so fast. Okay, so those are the levels which are important for all of us. So that's how the price action works. Okay, we'll cover up more price action soon, because it cannot be covered in a one session. But I'm just trying to give you a simplest possible methods which can be used in your day trading. Don't try to complicate things more. It will only create confusion. Okay, so that's it from my side now. If any questions are there, if some quick questions, I can cover it up, or else we'll wind up for the day. Okay, friends, I hope you would have liked this session. Probably we'll try to continue with this kind of sessions more. Okay, which will give you lots of more insight in the stock market. How do we kind of make regular money? And if you have any doubts, anything which is our trading technical channel is open. We can discuss there, and let everybody also learn from our own experiences. Okay, if we share it with each other. Uh, and anything which is there, I'm happy to help anytime. Let me know. Thanks guys, wish you a happy weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy.